welcome to my channel. Today we'll be doing Jamaican style brown stew fish my way. We're going to be using snapper for this recipe. So I started off with, well, I didn't. Well, this was brought up from Grenada. So you want to clean your fish and season it. Remember to pat the fish dry because we will be frying the fish for this dish. So you're going to pat the fish dry just to take out all the excess water because you for frying. So before, you want to start off with a pot of water, some vinegar, and cinnamon. And I also put some cinnamon clove just to boil so it takes away the fish scent out of the house. We're going to be using some peppers, onion and garlic, thyme, scallion, and okra in this dish as well. So prepare those ahead of time. So you want to go ahead and season your fish now. The seasoning will be using will be Szechuan. It is so good. I love this seasoning, and number one, it doesn't have an MSG, which is great. So go ahead and season your fish on both sides. So now we're going to have a frying pan, or a Dutch pot is what I'm using, of oil heating on medium heat. I put in a piece of garlic, I believe, just to test to see if the oil is at the right temperature. So once that has been confirmed based on how it's bubbling, I'm going to go ahead and add my fish. I did go ahead and cut my fish so that they could fit in the pot. So do whatever you need to accommodate whatever pan you're using. So you're going to go ahead and place the fish into the frying pan, or in my case, the Dutch pot, and let it brown on both sides. For the exact minutes on how it browns, I would say maybe about 3 to 5 minutes it should brown on both sides. While that's cooking, I went ahead and heated some water up in the kettle. This is water that we'll be using for our gravy. It's something I saw my parents doing growing up, so I do it. Apparently, it doesn't take away the flavor from the gravies while we use hot water. So here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip the fish over so it could cook on the other side. And you want it to have a nice golden brown, you want it to be nice and golden brown on both sides. So you go ahead and flip it over and cook it again for another 5 minutes. Okay, once the fish is finished frying, you're going to go ahead and you're going to add the seasoning you'd prepared earlier. I'm using the exact same Dutch pot I fried the fish in because that has all the seasoning and such in there. So go ahead and add all those seasoning you cut up earlier to the Dutch pot and have it simmer for about 5 minutes. Here I am just moving around the seasoning in the pot. I went ahead and add a little bit of water to help with the simmering of the veggies. I went ahead and changed the Dutch pot I'm using to a bigger one to accommodate all the fish I had. So once you've simmered the seasoning for about 5 minutes, you want to go ahead and add the fish to the pot. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and season our gravy. We're going to start with the gravy browning. I did not measure for this dish. I just eyeball it. So you could go ahead and season according to your taste buds. So I've just added the gravy browning. Now we're going to add the Worcester sauce. Again, a few drops in. And once we've added the Worcester sauce, we're going to go ahead and add some ketchup to help with the gravy and thickening of the gravy. Now you want to go ahead and add your Szechuan seasoning to the dish, and you're going to also want to add the water that we boiled earlier. This is what's going to make the gravy. And again, I did not measure how much water I used here. I just eyeballed it based on the amount of gravy I wanted for this dish. We're also going to go ahead and add some Old Bay. I needed something to kick it up a notch, and this is what I used, and it turned out wonderfully. And this is what the fish looked like once it's cooked down for about 10 minutes. The smell is so good. And here I'm showing you how we ate the brown stewed fish. Here's the fish. I added some kalaloo and some rice and peas, and that's what I serve the kids.